Here I go, here I go, here I go again. What's your weakness? What's your weakness? Here I go, here I go, here I go again. What's my weakness? Man. Chillin', minding my business. Good evening. Anthony Catalino here. So nice to see you all as I create content. 6 pieces. What's good? Where's everyone coming from? How's everyone feeling tonight? Alive? Half asleep? Like crap? What's your attitude like tonight? You got a sour attitude? You got a positive attitude? Because April's the month of attitude. We're going to change your attitude. We're going to change your attitude. I would love to encourage you to change your attitude. Because if your attitude is poor, it's not going to get you anywhere. And I'm not talking about the amount of money in your bank account. I'm talking about your attitude, your your belief in yourself, how you show up. You want to make some changes, you got to be the change that you wish to see in the world. One second. Beautiful. I just had an idea, and when you have an idea, you got to write it down. Because if you have some ideas, it's important to write them down. It's one of the main things that I wanted to get a cell phone for years ago. Oh, I have to get a cell phone. I have to go from the flip phone to an iPhone because it has a calendar. It has a place to make notes, create notes. All right, let's dive in here. Got a lot of fun people in here. A lot of beautiful people. The beautiful people. Jake Robinson's in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, humans of all kind, good evening to you. Sim 101. Hey, if you've been here before and you appreciate what I bring to the table, I would appreciate it if you shared this live. The more we share, the more people get to hear, the more people get to learn, the more we all get to spread love, joy, be in this together. How do you do with low self-esteem? Pablo, it's a great question. So many people experience low self-esteem. You've kind of learned maybe that you don't matter, or that you're not worthy or good enough, or that your opinion doesn't matter. But what if I were to tell you that you have to experience what low self-esteem feels like in order to build up your self-esteem? Which is one reason why, there goes the lazy eye question again. I appreciate you. I appreciate you bringing that to the table. There's a lot of people in the world that have a lazy eye, and there's no room for judgment or unkindness. So you can say I love your lazy eye, but I don't have a lazy eye. So I'm taking that as criticism, which doesn't hurt me because I love myself. I love my life. But Brink 182, let's show some kindness here. This is a place for people to ask questions, to feel loved, supported, appreciated, admired, and accepted. And if you don't love that, later. This is only for nice people here. No criticism. No throwing shade. You throw shade at other people, it's because you're shady yourself. And we don't tolerate that here. But let's remember, if we have a lower self-esteem, because a lot of people are lost. They're on some medications. They're uninspired. They don't go to work. They live with their parents still. I don't know what it's like to live with my parents, but I know what it's like to be around my parents more, and I love them. They're wonderful people, but they're challenging. But remind yourself daily that it's actually great that you feel that you have experienced this low self-esteem, because it's from the darkest of my dark that I've grown the most. That's why I don't regret a thing. I used to have super low self-esteem, and now look at me. I'm full of life. I have a healthy 15-year relationship with my husband. Yes, if you're not gay or you don't like gays, this isn't a place for you, because I'm gay and I'm here to talk about the queer community and how to change your attitude. So user 1956967, you might be gay. There's some curiosity. What happens if we just extract the word gay out of there and just remind yourself daily that you're a human and you matter? Megan McManus. Oh, I just thought about an old colleague of mine that her name was Sarah McManus. Have I ever gotten roses from a man? Sure. I like to believe that I'm actually quite certain that I've bought more flowers for my husband, but I want to say that he's brought home roses at some time again. Joey from Portland, Oregon. So nice to have you here. Remember to eat your veggies. Yes, must eat your veggies. Vegetables are great for you, especially organic, because a lot of them otherwise are sprayed with heavy pesticides, and that ain't good in your body. Connor is tired. Just want to pop in and say I love you and I appreciate all the hard work you do every day. I also love your vibes and I love your positivity rating from you, Connor. Thank you for sharing that insight, that appreciation for me. When you learn to appreciate yourself, you attract more people that appreciate the essence, the beauty of who you are. So if you don't do that now, set the intention every day. But I appreciate you sharing that kind remark, Connor. I'm so grateful that you're taking something from this. But one thing I would like to point out is that when you find what you're passionate about, not that you have to find it, not that you discover it, but you all of a sudden stumble upon it and you do that, it's not work. Yeah, there's some things in like within building my business that were hard, but it's not work. It's passion. I love doing it. There might be times where I don't feel like making a video, and then as soon as I change my state, put my shoulders back, tap on my chest, do something to wake me up, maybe it's like bounce up and down, I'm ready to go. As I said when I started off here I go. Pablo, Courtier, you're experiencing low self-esteem. There's going to be a lot of insight that you'll gain from that space. So take it for what it's worth. You're not worthless because you're experiencing it. You're worthy because you're experiencing it. Remember, we're on this planet. We're not supposed to thrive right away. Life is supposed to get tough in order for you to learn. That's how we learn. So all I'm trying to do is encourage you to appreciate what you're experiencing. Remind yourself daily that it's temporary and start creating some inspiration, some goals. Like write down the things that you would love to aspire to do. How would you like to think about yourself? Something I work on with my clients, I don't work on it with them, but they work on it themselves, is to picture themselves a year from now. How would you love, not like, because you're not on this planet to like stuff, you're here to love stuff. You're here to love your existence, but you're not born here taught to love your experience, and it's kind of challenging to navigate. So start following some other people on TikTok that love their experience like I do. I had a challenging experience. I was a drug addict, severe body image issues. I got made fun of by, as a kid. I was a husky kid. You don't have a lazy eye and you're very handsome. Well, thank you for that, pointing that out. I didn't think I had a lazy eye, but the point is that people, that's like a kind of a theme going on in TikTok now. And I just wanted to let them know that it's not welcome. Because there are people that have a lazy eye and that's throwing shade. There's no reason to throw shade at someone else. You're beautiful, all of you, just the way that you are. I like that. Not difficult, just challenging. Absolutely. Our minds will perceive it to be difficult, but I promise, if you put your mind to anything, you can achieve anything. We're the only creatures on this planet that can take potentiality and change it to actuality. Make something actual. You can take something from nothing and turn it into something. When did you come out? What age? I came out at 16. I'm 41 now, so that means a good 25 years under my belt. I didn't tell my parents, even though I knew they would be okay with it until I was 22. So for 5-6 years, I lied, I hid, and I was a good kid, so that was torture for me. And then I joined in this downward spiral of drug addiction because I thought it was going to heal me and make me better, and it only made things worse. But it's from there I, slept in this darkness of sleeping my days away and did my best to play this part that I thought I was supposed to be, which I hated every ounce of my being. I'm surprised I am alive, but I'm here to talk about it and remind you that you've survived 100% of your bad days. Corey Cabrera, thanks for the kind words. Inside Out. Yes, the father from Inside Out looks a lot like me. What if they made the movie based on me? Ooh. I just got into a relationship. How do I know if it's right? I don't know if there's any way to know that it's right. How about just appreciate it for what it is day after day? Maybe you can know it's right if you aren't attached right away. Because like even Elvis saying, like wise men say only fools rush in. Every person that I'd ever met, if I met them and I felt like I was in love with them within a few days or a week or two, it's not love. It's attachment. And attachments cause pain. Woo-hoo. So we don't want to get attached to something, because if you truly love something, it's unconditional. My current partner, 15 years, healthy relationship, we get along great. I wasn't into him right away. I thought he was cute, but I wasn't into him. I had other things on my mind, not other people, but other things. I was focusing more on me. And then over the course of a month or so, I was like, wow, I really like this guy. But it like grew. So that's how I knew it, like he was the right one for that time in my life. But you have to remember, we're always changing as human beings. And so something that might feel right now, like good in the moment, might not be healthy in 3 months, depending on how your life transforms and how theirs transforms. My business, I'm a life coach. I primarily work with high-end clients, people in the corporate world that like, they know that like they've had this dream for a long time. They want to like extract themselves out of the soul-sucking corporate business and just step into more alignment with truth, step into more like who they are. Now that's my high-end mentorship, but I also have an amazing membership called Yasking. It's all about supporting yourself. It's all about celebrating yourself, learning how to celebrate yourself, celebrate others while we all overcome our challenges, our adversities. We do it together, because together, as Simon Sinek says, is always better. But ultimately, I love to bring awareness to the forefront of people's imaginations, encourage people to use their imaginations, because the more I use mine, the better my life gets. The less I take life serious, the better my life gets. There's a lot of chaos going on in the world right now, and I know it exists, but I don't live in a chaotic world. Because we got to clean up our inside. And if any of you are old enough to remember the movie The Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. You got to like wax on and wax off. You got to like clean up your inside. It's dirty for the majority of the population. You just got to clean it up. You got to learn how to clean it up. And I help guide my clients on how to do that. It's pretty amazing, because then you experience freedom. And you're on this planet to learn how to experience freedom. Yes, Adam Waldorf, so good to see you. So grateful you're here. Pablo, Courtier, for any of you that are just experiencing a low self-esteem or depression for the first time, or, you know, these thoughts, intrusive thoughts that do not make you feel like sunshine, it's temporary. It's not there forever. It's just trying to teach you some stuff about life. You can either take it personally, or you can realize, hey, you can hang out as long as you need, and I'm going to learn my best from this. And then when I've learned the lessons, it's going to go away. But remember, you're on this planet to learn. When you change your attitude about life and you choose to desire to make it better, so much will change. It's going to be a process. It takes time. You know, we're so used to like instant gratification with massive hits of dopamine. Our brains are fried. No time in existence has anyone ever had that many hits of dopamine that fast, that much, with TikTok and any social media. So we have to learn to be patient. Patience is a huge lesson, a huge skill to acquire. Trust the process of your life. Set intentions every day. Hey, if you don't love the way you're living right now, you can change it. And it all starts with choosing to set an intention. Now, what's an intention? It's literally just a desired aim. It's somewhere you desire to end up. And as I was saying before, something I have my clients work on, depending on who they are and where they're at. Where do you see yourself in 1 year? How would you love to see yourself in 1 year? Would you love to experience freedom? Smile on a daily basis? Feel good in your skin? You know, how often of you are thinking about a partner and you want to be in a relationship because that's what society has taught you? Even though I don't really believe you need to be in a relationship with somebody else. The only relationship you need to tend to is the one that you have with yourself. But so many people want to be in a relationship, and it's like, I'll ask them, like, what do you want from a relationship? Oh, someone that's nice. That's it? You're just going to limit it down to nice? How about you learn to laugh together, and you travel the world together, and you eat really good food together, and you both cook food together, and you play games together, and you share stories together? Too many people leave so much potential and opportunity out of their life because they don't know enough to dream for it or set the intention to experience more of it. You, my friend, are a limitless potential vessel of consciousness. You're probably thinking, what the hell is that? You literally, on this planet, you are God in form, whether you choose to believe that or not. You are the universe in a body. The whole entire universe is in you. It's inside of you. And it's trying to flow through you. And when you beat yourself up and don't give yourself enough credit and stop trying and you're just angry and you complain all day long, that's cutting off your flow. And as Jay-Z says, even though I'm not a big fan of Jay-Z, nothing towards Jay-Z, I just don't listen to his music. He says to not go with the flow, be the flow. Craig, super grateful you're here. Thank Hank William, nice to see you. Thanks for all the gifts. I really appreciate all your hearts and your spirits. Slut Angelic. Going for a different screen name there, my sweets. Menev Pateli, Florida in the house, so good to see you. Would you go vegan? Most likely not. I might eat. I eat less meat than I used to, but I'm not a believer in only veganism. Yeah, they say that we were kind of transformed from the gorilla, and the gorilla is more muscle than like most creatures, and they eat vegetables, like greens. So I'm all about greens. Fruits and vegetables are incredibly important. Most of my diet is vegetables and fruits. We've been told for years not to eat a lot of fruit because it's sugar. No, it's good sugar. And a whole piece of fruit has fiber in it, and that's what your body needs, is the fiber and the sugar together. Sugarcane. While we're on the subject, sugarcane has fiber in it, but we don't eat the fiber part. They just break it down and take out the sugar. Same thing with wheat. That's why processed food ain't good for you. Too much bread, which I love, and crackers and anything processed. It's not really good for you. Why? Because the fiber's stripped out of it. The fiber's stripped out of the wheat, and the fiber's stripped out of the sugar. So all you're left with is pure sugar, and it turns into sugar, and that's how people get diabetes. But if you're like my dad had really severe diabetes, and he has it now controlled with his weight, his diet, no pills, no medication, all through diet. Yes, it's possible. And I only say that from experience with my dad. Traveling poetically. Thanks for the kind word. It's God in your plan. If you mean God by religion, like Jesus and that kind of stuff, no. But I believe that we're all God. We're all made of the same stuff. All divine intelligence, limitless possibility. And when you learn how to get out of your own way, you just watch your health and your life improve. I'm living proof it's possible. Sorry, I'm talking quite fast for some people that might not speak a lot of English, but I'm in the mood to speak fast. I actually have a nice cup of chamomile tea here to simmer me on down now. If I was a dashing silver fox, I would not be depressed. I was depressed. I had severe body image issues. I hated every pretty much ounce of my beingness. But I do appreciate you saying silver fox, because gray, like salt and pepper, that's like old. That's old thinking. I'm 41. I feel better than ever, and I only continue to be doing high kicks at 100, 120, 150, however long I last. Spoken. It's going well. It's a beautiful day. I had some low points, but I decided to change it. Go outside, take a walk. You have no idea how much you can actually change your what you're experiencing. If you're having a low moment, you could take a walk, leave your phone at home, go out in nature, just be observant and mindful. It's almost like a meditation, like a walking meditation. Did that today. Did a bunch of these, like dancing ups, see if I can do it now. You do this, you put your arms in the air, and as you put your arms up, your legs go down. Do that for a few minutes. Watch your energy increase. What you maybe felt down about yourself. Talk about changing your state. I learned a lot about states of being. You're a human being, and you go from state to state of how you feel. And if you don't feel like you're in a good state, you can change it. You just gotta do some things, like take a walk outside, slap your face, cold water. Do some of those little dances, maybe do some jumping jacks, skipping. I got one of my clients that's like really serious. He's not really serious, he laughs. But I got one of my clients recently, like when he left for his corporate job, to skip down the street. Like a 45-year-old in New York City, skipping down the street, and he confirmed that he did it. And I said, well, you're in New York City, so you can pretty much, you see, I lived there for 15 years. You pretty much see everything living in New York City. How am I qualified? I do have a life coaching certificate. I got certified back in 2015, but I don't know if you really follow a lot of the communities, a lot of like the real talk in the world. You don't really need qualifications to do what you do. You just need to give a shit. You need to learn. You need to commit to changing your life first, and then you can help others change. Because when you learn more about how life works, in order to experience more joy, you need to be the joy first. You need to vision and see and feel. That's why I was talking about changing your state of being, because if you just walk around with your head down all day long, you're going to attract more of the same. You're literally speaking to your body and your life saying, this is how I want to walk more. So you got to pick your head up, put your shoulders back, change your physiology. It's all backed by science. It's all backed by research. So I've been coaching for a while, but in the beginning, I didn't make a lot of money because I didn't believe in myself. Eventually, I started making money, but it was scarce. It was sparse. It wasn't like random. And then I started making more money. The more I invested in my own health, wellness, life, belief, everything, I hired some coaches myself. I've had coaches now for 4 years, and that's changed everything. I show up like a 6-7 figures, whatever you want to call it. 6-figure, 7-figure earner. I show up every single day. I take time every day to better my own life. Research, read, grow, ask questions. So the more you do that, the more you learn, the better you can help your clients. And the cool thing is with social media, putting your product and your service out there, a lot of my clients come from TikTok. I'm starting to get more clients from LinkedIn. But you don't really need, like, it's just different today. But gnarly now, enough about me. You're so very welcome speaking the truth. I speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But a lot of people can't handle the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts, but it sets you free. We have to start listening to our hearts and not listening to society, social media. There are some people that you can listen to with social media. There's a lot of communities on TikTok that are teaching you how to live without living on medication, drop weight without being on a diet, feel better in your own skin simply by saying nicer things to yourself. There's so many great people that can teach you a lot how to live a prosperous, full life. But if you watch Trump being indicted all day long, and not really paying attention to they're just trying to distract you from the truth. There's a lot of chaotic things happening in the world. I'm not even saying watch the news. I would actually suggest not to watch mainstream media because it's just distracting you from what's really going on. I want to be held. I can't hold myself. My husband hates physical contact. You can hold yourself. You can give yourself a hug. You just go like this. You just embrace yourself. You can hold yourself. You would like to be held. You can hold yourself. You wanted to join my live, but I have never spoken to you, so I'm just not going to have someone random that I don't know come on here. Am I Christian? I am definitely not religious by any means. I'm grateful. My parents got me to go to church as a kid to be a Catholic, and I'm grateful they stopped it because I know, I am gay, and a lot of people grow up in the religion world. And my life was hard enough. Throw religion in there, and it could have been even worse. I know I have a client that his husband hates physical contact. A lot of people don't want to be touched because they don't really like who they are. It stems from trauma and things when they were younger. But user, why can't you find someone else to hold you? Not have it be sexual. Why can't you find someone else to spend time with you and just lie down? We don't have to, like, a lot of people are like, oh, you can't touch another person. That's too much condition. That's not real love. If you have someone that is conditioning you. Jeffrey Sunshine. God, that name's great. Dev Law, I have two sugar daddies and a boyfriend now. Beautiful. Happy for you. Pablo, you're so welcome. Can we talk about the reality that we all humans trying to make sense of our lives? Rafara, Live Life by Greg. It's been a beautiful day. Really thanks for you reaching out and asking. How have you been today? Zana Bonite. Can you demonstrate again? Demonstrate what? I missed all the jumping once more. I made it in time for therapy. This isn't therapy. We don't dive into our past. We talk about the present and we design a brighter future. I'm not a therapist. I'm a life coach. I help you get better at living. We talk about being present and designing a brighter future. And we might tap briefly into the past, but we don't need to relive and restory this whole past, like hang out in the past in order to transform. Sometimes all we need is to dip into it and then we can change everything. But talking about it and reliving it, it takes us back there and we live in more fear. Maybe it's good for some people to understand, but I don't personally believe that's how it has to happen. I finally got our today. It's hard with my anxiety. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Yes, Adam, I did say hello. Nice to see you, my friend. But you asked a question, Slut Angelic, about reality. We got to remember that your current reality is everything you've experienced in the past, and now it's become your personal reality. That's it. So all the stuff that you liked, and all the stuff that you didn't, and all the stuff that society conditioned you to believe, which most of it is warped and twisted and not kind. If it's not based in kindness, it doesn't exist. If it's having you overwork your job, it is not right. Life is about a balance. If you work too much, but you don't play enough, you're going to feel tired, overworked, frustrated, angry. And then your job probably dangles the carrot in front of you and makes you stay. Most likely, your job has become your identity. I know people very close to me that their job is their identity. Is that healthy or is that imbalanced? I've been curating my own life for 7 years now. And I'm living it. It's proof that it can happen. You can curate, you can create the life that you seek. I spend more time having fun than building my business. And I continue to make money. I continue to feel better in my skin than ever before. I continue to love my life, do things that I love. Eat the foods that I love. Sometimes more foods that I love than I should eat. But I'm human, I'm learning. My reality is who I am today, and because I've learned how to be kinder to myself and appreciate myself, I'm having more fun. So again, life is about a balance. It's supposed to be in harmony, and why there's some major shifts, changes in the world, like the banks crumbling, the dollar is depleting. It's because these unkind, unloving powers that have been in enforcement for so long are crumbling. Because it wasn't based in love and kindness. It was missing the feminine energy. It was all built by power. And the truth is, every single human being on this planet is powerful. And when you realize that, and you come together with other people that admire and appreciate their own power, so much changes. That's why my company is called A New Kind of Power. If you're someone that chooses to work with me, sign up to work with me, by the time we're finished, you're going to be a different person. You're not going to remember, or you're going to remember, but you're going to look back at the old person you used to be and think, God, thank God I left that. Because whatever your current reality is now, it's simply just your experience so far in life, and you can change that. I see things in life way differently. I live a less chaotic life than the majority of humans because I made the choice. I chose me more. That's why if you see some of my posts, it literally says, choose you. Choose wisely. That's it. Do you honestly believe in romantic love? I do believe in it, but I think it's very scarce. I don't think a lot of people experience true romance. They have a false kind of interpretation of what romance is. They've been led to believe that a relationship is like this like you're going to live how I want you to live, and it's just this imbalance. I think too many people are attached in their relationship because they lacked love growing up and they just sought it from someone else. So is it really love? Because if you really love someone, it's supposed to be unconditional. There is beauty in romance. It's a practice. It's a skill like anything else. Is your relationship supposed to be romantic all the time? No, but you have to make it so. My husband and I have a very wonderful relationship, but there's been tough times. Of course, there has to be. But there also has to be those little cute, sweet moments of like little tiny notes or random gifts or flowers or chocolates or I'm just thinking of you right now. That's when it can get romantic. Is hypersexuality a bad thing? I'm not quite sure what that is. Yes, The Velvet Rage, Mandy Whitey. The Velvet Rage, it's a great book. If any of you are interested, it speaks a lot about internal homophobia. And unless you do something about it, it's just not going to go away on its own. I got a little behind in the comments. I appreciate your patience, understanding. I believe in self-love and platonic, but I don't know about romantic. That's okay. You don't have to believe in romantic. Love the stash. Appreciate that. Thanks for the gifts. Uncleden. Send some fire. How do you force yourself to stay in the present moment? That's a great question. Sabsi, 1, 2, 3. Presence is your power. The present moment change. You want to get better at anything. You want to get better with any skill to change your life. Get better at being present. I'm serious. Presence is your power. Stillness is your superpower. So if you can not only get present and still, beautiful. My first thought, though, beyond that, you don't want to force yourself to do anything. Forcing yourself to do anything is like when you're a kid and you're trying to take like the triangle and put it into the rectangle. You know how like you have the plastic and you try to take like the circle and put it into the rectangle, or the star and try to put it into the triangle? It doesn't go. You can force all you want and you're just going to get aggravated and you're going to get frustrated and you're not going to practice being in the present moment anymore. It's like any of my clients that aren't really into meditation and they start, they're like, oh, I couldn't do it. And I thought, well, how many times did you try? I gave up after like a few tries. Too many voices in my head. Like, how many times do you think you tried walking the first time? You never gave up because you knew like this thing called walking would be phenomenal. Seriously, it's the same thing. So do not force yourself, but it's like a skill like anything else. And it's also a skill just like focusing like with your concentration. Like practice focusing on like one spot on the wall. But you're going to be like a puppy, trying to train a puppy where the puppy, you like sit and the puppy like, pew. You're like, sit. Pew. Sit. And so every time you try to focus on a space on the wall and you are distracted, take a deep breath. Got this. You tried. Give yourself some grace. It's when we start thinking like, oh, I can't do this. Words have power. You want to build your power. You want to get better at being in the present moment. Every time you try, you say, I just got better. Yes. Even if you didn't feel like it. Literally, the words that you say. If you were to sit here right now and you were to say, like, and you felt tired, and you were to start saying, oh, I feel tired. You're literally causing moments in your future to be more tired. Like your very near future. So if you want to put yourself to sleep, sure. Because it is getting later. If you go to bed soon, you can start saying, oh, I feel so tired now. I feel so tired. I love that I feel tired. I love that I feel nice and relaxed. You're setting yourself up to sleep more peacefully. But like if you in the middle of practicing being in the present moment, you say, I can't do this. What are you trying to speak to an existence? You're literally speaking into existence. You're taking a thought, you're turning it into a word, and it's most likely going to become some sort of action or inaction. If you have a thought that you can't do it and you say that you can't do it, you most likely won't do it. But turn it around, reframe it, flip the script. You tried. One step closer to perfecting the art of becoming present. Yes. Sit and stare again, longer. You got distracted. One step closer to becoming a master at being in the present moment. Yes, Yasking. That's what my membership is all about. reinforcing more good, being supported as you get better at this thing we call life, focusing on reframing your adversities. We all have challenges. A lot of people have high anxiety. Do you want to keep on living under high anxiety, or do you want to do something about it? Because you have a choice. Anxiety is actually really helpful, but not when it allows you to drown. You should start thanking your anxiety for what it's trying to bring, the attention it's trying to bring to your life. And because you're not paying attention to it and you're giving it more of the negative attention, drowning in the attention, it's weighing down on your shoulders. But you're powerful. You're a human being. You can do anything. So you just have to start setting healthier intentions. Not, I can't do it, but I just got one step closer to becoming a master at overcoming my anxiety. Can't rewind, go forward. I love your shirt. Am I diabetic? No, but my dad is diabetic, and so if you're talking about what I was saying before about diabetes, my dad had severe diabetes, almost died twice a couple years ago. And now he literally doesn't take any medication for his diabetes, and he literally lives off of diet alone. And his blood sugar is perfect. Flip73, thanks for the kind words. Victor Duff in the house. I'm a nurse, love what I do, love my job, it doesn't consume me. I'm still fully formed, content. Beautiful. I love that. A lot of nurses I know work along a lot of hours, so I'm happy that you have a work-life balance. We're not on this planet to work. We're on this planet to have an experience, to create, because every single one of us is a creator. We all have gifts that we can create and share with the world. Every single one of us. So if you haven't figured that out, start getting creative. Like, what do you love to do? How can you, don't even get lost in the idea of like making it into a business. How can you make money? Because it's about being that joy that you love doing something. And then from there, like I used to want to own restaurants. And then when I realized I could build a business online and work from home in 2015, I was like, what is it about restaurants that I really want to do? I wanted to entertain people. I wanted to make people feel better and serve them some good food. So I took out the food and I just realized I can become a life coach and help people feel better in their skin. And I could entertain them with my goofiness. So that's what I do full time, and I get paid handsomely for it. You see how that works? Like, I didn't know then, but I took what I was good at, learned all these new skills, hired some coaches, learned how to get out of my own way, be the joy, be the confidence, be the human being that I needed to be in order to run my own business. And now I do it from home, work remote, travel the world. It's pretty awesome. You can do it too because of how society is set up now. I've been made myself first. Love it. If trauma and experience is so pivotal to our development, why do we judge and hate people for how they develop? Because we don't believe that we can do it. That's a great question, by the way. If trauma and experience is so pivotal to our development, why do we judge and hate people for how they develop? Like, why do we see people that like have it all, or they appear to have it all? Why do we judge them? Because we feel like we can't. Because we're in that mindset of disbelief in ourselves. But it's through that trauma and through those experiences that you will realize that, like, I'm the shit. I can do anything. And that's what's most amazing about TikTok right now is there's a lot of creators and people that are confident and put themselves out there to help you realize the truth. They don't teach you in school. They didn't want you to learn this in school because they wanted you to be sick, ill, overweight, underpaid, and miserable so they could keep on profiting on you. And the cool thing is, like I said before, that whole system wasn't built with love and compassion for all of humanity. And what is God? Beautiful balance, nature, harmony, power, courage, bravery, love, compassion, divine. You blend the two, you will live a prosperous life. But that's not the people that have been trying to run the world. It's all collapsing. The banks are the first of the proof. It's all collapsing. It's going to take some time. Things are going to get a little chaotic, but trust that the more you focus on bettering your life, the better you feel. The less chaotic you experience, the more your dreams become realities. Favorite cologne? I don't wear cologne. I don't really like cologne. I believe that they created cologne at a time in the life when people didn't shower every week. They didn't shower every day. I'm actually doing my best to like only shower every other day because I think that we cleanse our skin too much. I think that we should shower less, like unless we're playing in the dirt and get stinky. But you have to remember that a lot of times that we stink, if your poop stinks or your armpit stink, it's your diet. It is. I don't wear deodorant every day, and don't you think I'm so sexy? I'm just so fresh and clean. I love when you stare at me. I'm just so fresh and clean. Sabsi, thanks for the kind words. It took me a long time to believe in myself and speak the truth and speak what I believe in. Now, my beliefs might not coincide with yours, and that's okay. You have to remember that you're not me and I'm not you. So I like to believe that you take whatever you can from these sessions, and then if any ahas or light bulbs go off, journal on those things. If you feel eclectic and dynamic after you hear me speak some words of enthusiasm to you, journal on it. What did you learn? What went well? And like think about it. How many times you're flipping through social media and something resonates with you and then you keep going? Information or education without implementation, as my coach says, is just fucking noise. If you don't implement or integrate into your life, one of my favorite things I do when I learn things from my coach, I teach you guys. When I learn things from the books I'm reading, I teach you guys. I teach you humans, excuse me. Thanks to mention internalized homophobia, I just read about it and feel it. Yes, if you're gay, we all experience internalized homophobia. And it's just a lesson. It's not a death sentence. I'm not a Nicki fan. I think you're talking about Nicki Minaj. How does my skin look so great? Thanks for the kind words. My diet's pretty healthy for the most part. I use witch hazel on my face before bed. Organic cotton swab, witch hazel, clean my skin. But like I went to my parents' house a couple weeks ago and I ate poorly. I ate a lot of carbohydrates for 4 days, not that many vegetables. And I got pimples. So change your diet. Put less stuff on your face. And when I do wash my face in the shower, a lot of times I'll just rinse it off. But when I do wash it, it's an organic Dr. Bronner's bar soap. I use that bar soap for my whole body, including my hair. And I don't use hair product. I've trained my hair to look like this. I've trained my body to look like this. I don't go to the gym. I'm 165, 70 pounds. I feel great in my skin. I got very little body fat. And so I'm reminding you that all you've been sold as being a human being in order to live a fruitful, fun, happy life, a lot of it is just to make you sick. Put stuff on your skin that doesn't make you feel good. Have you eat foods that doesn't make you feel good, tears up your gut. Now, I still eat more of the gut infected foods than I would like, but I'm a human being. I'm doing my best. Rami Perez in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, Yasking. Too delicious. Thanks for the kind words. Let me be your boy. I don't want any children. But I appreciate the kind words. I'll take that as a compliment. I use Jupe cologne and get compliments every time, trying new ones. My partner's into La Labo. That is the face lotion I use, but something has been telling me lately to not use it. It seems like it's a great product. A lot of their stuff is very expensive, but I'm not quite sure that it's something I would like to put on my face. So I'm trying to think of something more au naturel. Vegan, that might happen. I love seafood. I love to eat locally raised, farm-raised animals. So I'm not for the conglomerate of abuse of animals. So, I definitely do my best to not eat McDonald's because their animals are abused and filled with GMOs, and insecticides and pesticides and all that crap. I do my best to only eat like animals from local farms that I know were treated humanely. I'm not sure I fully believe in veganism, but that's my belief. Everyone can have a right to their own belief. I like a balance of a little bit of everything. We are not apes. We are humans. And I think over time, just like anything else, just like dogs and cats have evolved over time to live in homes and like be our pets, humans have evolved over time to like live off the land. And like, cavemen used to eat meat Actually, I don't know that for certain. I don't know that for sure. But I don't want this conversation to be about veganism. It's eating meat kills animals regardless. Sure. Yeah, no, that's true. I don't believe in animal abuse. I don't. But that's why, it's important to like give thanks and that kind of thing. Vegetables technically are breathing things. They're just a source of nutrients for our body. Like literally everything is living. Trees, vegetables, plants. How many plants have thorns on them so they're not plucked? A thorn thistle, or what is it called? I just saw it the other day. It's someone that was out in the forest. They're gathering vegetables or things that are really good for you, and they have thorns all over them. And if you cut the leaves off and you pull all the thorns down, supposedly the center part is one of the best things you can eat. It's got thorns on it. Like roses have thorns on it. You're not supposed to touch it. Like even like nuts, they have all these massive different protective layer shells. Like why? Is that to have us, that's like not, so we're not supposed to eat it? If you research the people that open the cashews, their fingers are burning and peeling away because the outside is like almost like poison for their hands. So does that mean we're not supposed to eat cashews? You see where I'm getting, like I feel like everything is like has a protected and shouldn't be eaten, so to say. But I'm not like a one to march for I'm not like pro meat. So I'm not trying to like prove a point. It's an interesting conversation that I would love to have with some of you sometime because, ultimately however we're raised, we kind of go with what our family has taught us. Like I eat a lot of bread and pasta because I grew up in an Italian family. My dad finishes everything on his plate because he grew up in a poor family and food was scarce. So you see how we're conditioned to believe that like that's the way we should be living. They say that oysters and mussels, the nutrients in those things are some of the best food a human can eat. So we're not supposed to eat them? Like that's where I get a little confused. And again, I'm not marching for veganism. I'm not marching for eating animals. It's just it's a conversation to be had. Which that's where I don't love when people try to get defensive and it's like, no, I would love to hear what you have to say. So it's only right that you hear a little bit what I have to say. But I'm definitely not for animal abuse. Absolutely not. The way, like in all those massive farmed, like chicken, the big ones where the animals are abused and stuff, those are all going down too. All of that structure is changing to more peace and love. Because it's not built with compassion and love. Anything. Would I ever write a book or a blog post? Most likely not a blog post. I've tried that numerous times and it's not for me. I will definitely write a book at some point. I might write a children's book first. Is love developed or intrinsic? I like to believe it's developed. But one must also learn how to love themselves before like true love, I think, can, Veganism also kills less plants because animals must be fed. Life doesn't equal consciousness. Yep, no, I agree. Chase, I really appreciate you bringing the attention to the people that are here. Because a lot of people aren't, they don't learn this. So they hear someone just, marching for like fighting for veganism. And again, the answer is not to fight about any of this stuff. Fighting attracts more fighting. You want to have more, what's the word I'm looking for? Haters? Fight. You want to have more lovers? And I don't mean sexual partners. Spread peace. It's okay to have conversations about these things because we're not taught any of the stuff that I work on with my clients about like learning a better life, learning how to live better and be more confident, believe in yourself. None of this is taught in textbooks. So Chase, again, I thank you for bringing a lot of this up. Veganism isn't perfect, but it's harm reduction. Absolutely. Society conditions us to not view animals as individuals. Absolutely. There's a lot of nutrients in plants. To my understanding, on that level, on that note, because our soil hasn't been regenerated and like it's been depleted of its nutrients, a lot, like back in the day, we could eat one orange, and something like we have to eat like 7 oranges to get the same amount of nutrients because the soil underneath the plant isn't as healthy. Yeah, chicken. It's all marketing and labeling. Like I like to get farm eggs from. I live in upstate New York, so I like to get farm eggs from farms because they can say cage free. They're still treated like crap. If they're not organic, they're going to eat GMO foods, which is all pesticide shit, and that stuff does not go good in your body. Most of us do not experience the concept of true love, and why? It's simply because we've learned from generational trauma. More people than ever are learning to love themselves, truthfully. They're breaking the generational trauma. They're realizing what true love is. Not a lot of people, but more people than ever before. So they're able to live a more prosperous, loving, fun life. Love for so many people is conditional, and true love is unconditional. Yes, cage-free is a marketing ploy. It's right, Chase. It's honestly, everything that you see in the supermarket for the most part is a marketing ploy, and the who you are is not in their mind. Well, who you are and the way you think is in their thoughts, and they market it to you to make you want to buy it. Even like I had someone that used to follow me here on TikTok. I was talking about Trader Joe's because I love Trader Joe's, but I love it a lot less because most of the food in there is not good for you. It's all processed and it's marketing. It's made you believe, like, I know a lot of vegans that eat a lot of processed food and it's not good for you. Now, I like crackers here and there. I love my bread, but I do my best to eat the bread that's local and organic and fresh, not with 50,000 ingredients in it, like most breads in the supermarket. I was a vegetarian for 2 years because it made me feel better physically, but it's a choice. Sure, absolutely. Chickens are genetically modified to lay 300 eggs a year. They live painful lives. Yeah, it's nuts what they do. But thankfully, Chase, a lot of that's changing. It's gonna be a process, but a lot of those huge corporations and systems are all failing, and it's not gonna stop. It's just gonna continue to go down. More and more people are speaking about the truth. There's a lot of great communities on TikTok that are bringing forth the truth. And it's gonna take some time to make this shift because, like anything else, you don't feel better in life overnight. It's a process. It takes time. That's why when I work with my high-end clients one-on-one, it's a 6-month minimum commitment. It's gonna change your life forever, but it's a minimum of 6 months because it doesn't like. I like to encourage people to join my membership, Yasking, to like for a year because. You can do month to month and that's fine. You will save $80. You will save 2 months if you join for the year, but like transformation takes time and you have to stay consistent with it. And that's the idea of showing up to Yasking every single day to learn, share, get feedback and so forth. Would you work 6 days a week, 8 hours overnight, 23 hours an hour? Nope, not anymore. You're not meant to be on this planet to work. That is again our marketing ploy. We go to school. They have created school and all of your education, school and college, for you to work 9 to 5, you to work 9 to 9, and for you to make not a lot of money. This government doesn't care about who you are. They don't. They have their own agenda. And if you watch what's going on in Tennessee, 3 people spoke up about their rights that are on the board and they're getting kicked off. They're trying to, we're about to come out with a Fed Now system. That's a bank system. Everything in the world is going digital. And the United States of America is coming out with their own system. Don't sign up for it. Don't take it because they can stop you from spending money. If you don't go with the person that's running for president, or you don't make conscious choices, or you do things that go against their beliefs, they're gonna stop you from spending your money. It's real. Look into it. I'm positive. I'm not here to blow smoke or BS. The new banking system, start to learn on how you can create your own digital wallet and not go with this. I think it's called Fed Now. It's just coming out like in a week. This is stuff I don't normally talk about, but it's huge. Pay attention to it. If you look on Google, you probably won't find anything about it. But look on a website like DuckDuckGo. It's real. A lot of people, a lot of creators on TikTok are talking about this. Do not sign up for it. They will have complete control over your money. If you start making a lot, they can tell you you can't spend much. If you're buying too many things on Amazon, they can tell you to stop spending it. Like literally, the idea is to have control over you. So, not a religious thing or anything, but I personally feel like our bodies weren't designed to eat pork. To my understanding, most vegetarians go back to eating meat because of bacon. Hey, Chase, I really appreciate you being here today, my friend. You're just giving a lot of insight to people, in a kind way. So I'm not sure on the other end if you're angry or frustrated that we're talking about eating meat. The beautiful thing is that you're sharing information, and that's what we need to do in the world. Not force people to believe in what we believe, but share information. I share information here all the time, and a lot of it's like frou-frou to people because it's how to live a prosperous, happy, healthy, wealthy, fun, abundant life. And a lot of people's mindsets aren't built for that. Your life is built for that, but your conditioned, programmed mind, subconscious mind, doesn't believe it's possible for them. So I'm not going to stop sharing insight and awesomeness on how I changed my life from darkness to fabulous. So I can only really speak to those that are willing to listen or willing to open their heart. I'm not going to work with someone no matter how much money they want to pay me if they're not willing to put in the work to change. I get to choose who I work with. It's the best part of my business. The days of having people come into the bar that I worked at or the restaurant that I managed, and they would find it the audacity to treat me like crap. I don't tolerate that anymore. I don't work with people that aren't fun. I'll bring fun to the table, and I need you to bring your presence. Thanks for the love. I appreciate you, Chase. I'm going to answer this last question, and then I must go. It is time for me to... I'm angry, but for the animals, not angry. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I understand that. But do your best, Chase, to lead with love. Share information. Do your best not to allow anger to get the best of you, because that's gonna distract your message. It's not gonna help your message. Speak your truth. Be passionate about it. Courageous about it. That will change more than just getting angry. Fighting attracts more fighting. It's the law of the universe. Like attracts like. Love attracts love. But I do want to answer this one question. Actually, there's a couple questions. If you could live in a world where you're the best version of what if you had been made of to be? If you could live in a world where you're the best version of what if you had been made of to be? You are the... think of yourself as the best version of yourself right now. Because the version of yourself right now, if you appreciate the version of yourself right now, however that may look to society's standards or your standards. Remember, your standards are mostly based on your parents that lived in generational trauma. I'm not discounting your parents, but most people never took care of their mental health because they weren't taught how to. So the more my life changed dramatically when I began to appreciate myself just the way that I am. Appreciate being gay. Appreciate the fat around my waist. Appreciate how I make up words and people would make fun of me for it. Appreciate that my nickname growing up was Tony Baloney. I was a freaking cold cut, and now I love it. I use the word baloney all the time. You see what I mean? So when you begin to appreciate, if you were to change anything in your life, not even change, but if you were to start looking at life a little differently, set the intention every day that you appreciate everything in your life. Because then the more you appreciate, you will be guided towards the best place to live. I don't really believe it's a city. You got to remember, cities are man-made. They're concrete jungles. We come from nature. The more in tune I got with who I am, the more I wanted to move to nature. Now I live 2 hours north of New York City, so I can go to New York City when I need some fun and dancing and whatnot. But I love spending time in nature. It's like my home. I'm more connected to it. Am I saying I want to live in a teepee? No. I prefer, toilet, running water, and so forth. because I'm conditioned. And the other question I want to answer real quick: how do we conquer self-destructive behaviors and to evolve to enjoy engaging in self-betterment? It's a great question. How do you conquer self-destructive behaviors and to evolve and to enjoy engaging in self-betterment? I was a severe drug addict. I relapsed more times than I would like to care to admit. But I'm not afraid to tell you how many times I relapsed because I'm still here to talk about it. I learned one day that I had to stop. I learned one day that like every day is a new opportunity to try. So even if I relapsed and did like lines of cocaine that night, the next morning I would get up, do my very best to be gracious to myself and start over. One day at a time. Also, like what I said before with appreciation, appreciate your self-destructive behaviors. I tried fasting yesterday and today, and I could think that I failed, or I just appreciated myself for trying. When you begin to appreciate who you are, your self-destructive behaviors, you remind yourself that you're human. You're not supposed to be born and already learn how to love yourself. You got to learn how to love yourself. And we're not really taught how to love ourselves. Most of us are taught a distortion of what love is. We find it necessary to find a partner in life because we think that finding a partner, we will feel more love. But you got to be the love first. We're taught backwards. I feel so empowered in life lately because I don't need my partner. We have a great time together. I love him dearly. We have a wonderful relationship, but I don't need him anymore. If he were to decide to leave me tomorrow, I'd be okay. Now, not necessarily fully, but I don't need other people's opinions or other people's, I don't need other people's validation. I don't need other people's attention. I give myself so much loving attention and appreciation that I receive it from other people. Like attracts like, love attracts love. So wherever you are in your journey, appreciate yourself. Appreciate yourself for fucking up again. I'm serious. You're going to believe that you're fucking up, but you're just a human. You're supposed to make mistakes. And the more you feel guilty about the mistakes, the more you experience more guilt and you don't learn from your mistakes. But once you start learning from your mistakes, making smaller changes every single day, putting your hand over your heart, feel its beat because it's beating for you. Hasn't stopped. Never has. You're going to fall asleep tonight and it's going to still beat. So I really feel like the word appreciation is the name of the game. If you relapse tonight, appreciate yourself tomorrow. Hey, I forgive you. You made some choices that are going to make you feel like they're going to make me feel like crap, but I appreciate you for getting up today and trying again. And maybe I'm going to do my best today to learn something different that's going to help me stand taller. Maybe follow a new creator that can teach me something more. Maybe join my Telegram that's designed for the queer community to learn how to welcome themselves to paradise. It's free. Click the link in my bio, join. If you can't always show up here on TikTok, because I know we should all take breaks from social media, join Telegram. Click the link in my bio. It's called Welcome to Paradise. I live in paradise every day because I've learned that paradise is a feeling. It's not a place. I love where I live. I love my life. I keep on challenging myself to overcome fears. And the more, that's why I have a membership called Yasking, because once you learn how to overcome a fear that's been daunting you, you're unstoppable. That's why I created it. He's not here, but I have a dog that used to be very vicious. And I learned that it's a reflection of the fear that I held deep inside me that he was vicious. And the more I held on to that fear, the more vicious he got. So I did some training with him. I did some training with myself. I leaned into that fear, and now he can hang out with any dog, and it's so rewarding. So what are you scared of? What are you currently giving your more attention to that's terrifying you? And the more attention you give that terrification, whether that's a word or not, I don't care. You see? I say it with confidence. The more you give into that terrification, the more you're going to experience the act of being terrified. But if you have a supportive group of people that can help you lean into that fear, show up every day to share a little bit more about what you experience, share your experience so other people can learn from you. At the moment, the group in Yasking is very small. So you get a lot of my attention. I'm designing it in a way that you'll have, like, I won't have to participate in it so much, but I'm facilitating it, so I'm there. Anyway, so good to see you all. Thanks for asking questions. Thank you for being here. I do not live in Long Island. I live a couple hours north of New York City. I live in the Hudson Valley. But my partner's from Long Island. He's from Riverhead. So that's nice out there because it's more country-ish. But that's not enough nature for me. I need like hiking and woods and like mountains and goodness. Deacon, beautiful. Intermittent fasting started on Monday. Beautiful. So good for you. Hugo's there. Yasking. Keep it up, my friend. It's a dream to live somewhere with a lot of space but in proximity to a city. That's what I do. I'm a gardening gay. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Hey, do your best to spread some love. Do I speak some French? Je m'appelle Antoine. Comment allez-vous? Hi, hi, hi. Ha, ha, ha. Je m'appelle Antoine. Je parle français un petit peu. Yeah, we have hiking in Long Island, but no mountains. Yeah, no. But nature is the ultimate teacher. Thank you all for being here. I must go. I have a little bit more stuff to do before I go to bed. But it was so good to see you all. I'll do my best to show up tomorrow night again at 8 o'clock and possibly Friday. We'll see, though. I try to show up here most nights at 8 o'clock Eastern time. You all matter more than you have any idea, and I appreciate you. Take good care of yourselves until we meet again. Later.